here. Give Evelyn a warm round of applause.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for that nice introduction, Chris. I'm so happy to be here to talk to your group, your Healthy Bones group, about eating for vitality and healthy bones. And I think it's so great that you guys get together. And the social part is great because that's all part of health too, right? You know, being social and balanced and eating right and being active and exercising. So it's so great that you guys are all here today, and I'm so happy to be with you. So yes, like Chris said, I'm Evelyn Minolfo, and I'm a registered dietitian. I work for the owners of the ShopRite of Parsippany and the ShopRite of West Caldwell. Hired me and another dietitian. So not only do we work in the store with customers, but we're out in the community too. And we're in schools. We're with from age preschool all the way up to seniors. We work with all ages. So who here believes good nutrition is your best ally for feeling good, for moving, for health? Yeah, absolutely. So you can obtain proper nutrition through a well-balanced diet. And you guys, I'm reading off of this handout. You're going to get this handout. You're going to also get another handout with good food sources of calcium, and I'm leaving some recipe books too. Healthy, easy cooking on a budget, and Dole put that out. So you're going to be getting all these handouts. So these nutrients that we're going to talk about are specific for you and for healthy bones and to give you the energy and nutrition you need. So who here knows what the two top vitamin and the top mineral is for healthy bones? Anybody want to take a guess?
Vitamin D3.
Yeah, very good. Calcium and vitamin D, right? Excellent. And actually, calcium and vitamin D are not only good for our bones and our teeth, they're good, we need it too for our body's metabolism. You know, for the systems, for all that, like digestive system, our respiratory system, our cardiovascular system. They use those vitamins and minerals too for metabolism. So it's very important to keep those in balance by eating the right foods. So can anybody here think about what's the total milligrams of calcium you should try to get every day? And this is through food or
1,200.
Excellent, very good. 1,200 milligrams a day. So that's the goal. And it can be through food or if your doctor recommends a supplement. I kind of feel it's a slippery slope. I don't recommend supplements anymore because I don't know what kind of medication you're on. I don't know what your health profile is, but your doctor does. So I tell people now, if you want to know what supplements you should go to, or if they're safe, check with your doctor. And your doctor will know what to recommend for you. Okay, so anybody want to tell me what food sources they think are good sources of calcium?
Milk.
Very good. Yeah, milk. Yeah, the milk foods. Dairy, yogurt, excellent. Is there anything else other than dairy foods that are good sources of calcium?
Greens.
Greens, excellent.
Dark greens.
Leafy greens.
Sardines.
Sardines, very good. Yeah, you know those salmon that have the little tiny fine bones in them, which they're not a choking hazard. They're safe. They're soft. You can chew them and eat them, but they're great, like top source of calcium. So that's right, excellent. So like you guys said, you know the milk group of foods: cheese, yogurt, dark leafy greens, sardines, canned salmon, even beans and dried peas are good sources of calcium. Anybody here like beans and like to make soup?
What about seeds and nuts? Are they higher in calcium? Seeds and nuts.
Seeds and nuts.
Seeds.
Oh, seeds and nuts.
Aren't they
Yeah, those are good. Those are good sources of calcium. Yes, definitely. Seeds and nuts too.
Dried fruit. What about a fig?
Dried fruit is good.
Figs
Yeah.
have high.
You know, so if you have like a trail mix with the dried fruit and the seeds and the nuts, that's good. That has vitamins, that has all your minerals, your calcium. Good point, Chris, yeah? So you can see by eating like a balanced diet with the dairy and the leafy greens and the seeds and the nuts and the dried fruit, you're going to get your calcium. Okay, so anybody here have problems with milk, the lactose intolerance? It's common.
I do.
It's common, especially as we get older. It seems harder to digest. But it's really not a problem, because don't they have the lactose-free milk? You can do that. So yeah, so if you have problems digesting milk, there's lactose-free milk. Even yogurt is easier to tolerate because it's just broken down more because it's fermented. Cheese too, like aged cheese. Actually, aged cheese, during the aging process, it loses the lactose. So if somebody is lactose intolerant, they can have the cheese, like the hard cheese, like a cheddar, a Swiss, you know, the cheese that you put in your sandwich. You should be fine with that.
I heard goat cheese is one of those cheeses where it's better for you if you have a lactose problem.
Yeah, easier to digest,
Yeah.
because it's a smaller animal, so it's just easier to digest. Yeah, so you can try goat milk, absolutely. Or you can mix the dairy food with the lactose in something else, like maybe a soup. If you mix it with other foods, it's easier to digest as well, or in a shake or in a smoothie. All right, but yeah, definitely make sure to get those dairy foods, those milk foods in your diet. Somebody said 1,200 milligrams a day, so you really want to reach that with these foods. Anybody here like almond milk or the plant-based milks? And they come in different calorie values per cup. Some are like the almond milk or the soy milk. Some of them are 30 calories a cup, 40, 60, 80, 100. So depending on what your needs are. Some people want to lose weight and get to a healthier weight. Some people need to gain weight. So just make sure you look on the label when you're buying the plant milks, just to see, you know, what the calories are in a cup.
Evelyn, are all of those calcium fortified, would you
Yeah,
say?
they're all calcium and vitamin D fortified.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's why we recommend it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a little statement that I thought was cool. That milk has less calcium than totally no-fat milk has much more calcium.
Okay, so I'm sorry, you said like a fat-free milk has more calcium than whole milk.
Much more.
And how did you find that out? Did you look on the label?
I think I was just doing some research on calcium, but yeah. Yes, exactly.
Fat-free milk has more
Yes.
calcium. Okay. I didn't know that, but you can probably look on the label and you'll see, you can compare it. You can even compare the fat-free to the whole milk and
That
see
has
mixed
more
up.
sugar in it.
What has more sugar?
Fat-free, yeah.
Fat-free, oh yeah, and again, look on the label. Well, everything is in the label, right? The label, the food label. If you look on the food label, because we hear things, there's the internet, we see things, people tell us things, but I say, you know, check the label if you really want to know and it's called the nutrition fat label. And on the label, it'll tell you a serving size, it'll tell you a cup, and it'll tell you, because there is milk sugar in milk, the lactose, right? It's naturally occurring because that's for the baby cow. The baby cow is growing and it needs that. So you can actually look on the label and see for 1 cup the calories, the sugar content, how much calcium is in, how many milligrams of calcium are in that, vitamin D. So check the label. It's all there.
I know we're going to ask questions,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but I'm sorry to interject. Non-fat dry milk is a good way to increase calcium. And my question is, though, as a nutrition expert, do you know if lactose is in non-fat dry milk?
Yes,
It would be, right?
it would be.
Yeah, okay.
It's in it, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, unless you're buying something that's lactose, specifically says lactose-free. Milk, you know, regular cow's milk will have lactose in it.
Okay.
Even dry.
Okay, thank you.
Even dry, good question, yeah.
Thanks.
Sure. Okay, so let's see, how about vitamin D? Let's see what are good sources of vitamin D, because we need the vitamin D that goes along with the calcium. They work together in synergy for our healthy bones. Okay, anybody want to guess what they think is a good source of vitamin D? What's that? The sun. Very good. Yeah, the sun is the sunshine vitamin. You guys, some of you might have known that. You might have told your kids when they're little, go out and play in the fresh air and the sun. You need that. You need the vitamins and the fresh air, and it's true. So I do recommend getting, I mean, today's a good day. getting out in the sun for 10 or 15 minutes without sunscreen, because the sunscreen will block the absorption of the sun. So just 10 or 15 minutes without sun. I'm not saying spend the whole day, because you want to, if you're going to be out there all day in the sun, you want to protect yourself from sunburn. But like 10 or 15 minutes, whenever you can, on most days, and that will help your vitamin D production. Because guess what? We're all deficient in vitamin D in New Jersey. Why do you think we're all deficient in vitamin D? Because it's the sunshine vitamin. Are we out in the sun all the time? Not really. Yeah. Okay. So the sun, milk has vitamin D. Fatty fish like tuna, salmon, mackerel. Cod liver oil. Did many of you have to take that when you were kids?
Yeah.
It's actually really, really good for you for so many reasons. It's got omega-3s, and it's an excellent source of vitamin D and vitamin A. Yeah, so there you go. They knew what they were doing when they would make you take that cod liver oil. Fortified cereals. Some cereals are fortified, it'll tell you. Fortified cereal has vitamin D. So yeah, did you know your body makes its own vitamin D? Because our skin cells, the outer membrane have cholesterol, like fat cholesterol on the outside of our skin cells. So when the sun hits it, it actually manufactures vitamin D. Cholesterol is actually a precursor to vitamin D. So we do need healthy fats in our diet for those reasons. Our cell membranes are made with fat. They're healthy fat. We're going to talk about the good fat and the not good fat in just a minute. All right, so you have your recommendation of 10 to 15 minutes out in the sun on most days whenever you can. For that reason, without sunscreen. And you can, again, increase your vitamin D through these food sources that we talked about. And also somebody mentioned the vitamin. That's one supplement that I don't shy away from. That's pretty safe, the vitamin D3 supplement. And and it's harmless. It can't harm you. So I recommend at least 2,000 IUs a day. And again, you can check with your doctor on that. Now the science has caught up to vitamin D3, and they do recommend that or even more. All right, so in addition to calcium and vitamin D, anybody want to take a guess on what other vitamins are important to have every day? What's that?
Vitamin B.
Vitamin B, good. What else? C. Yeah, vitamins B, vitamin C, vitamins, it's like the alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, vitamins E, A, C, vitamin K, and potassium. Now, if you're on a blood thinner, you just want to check with your doctor, because if you're on a blood thinner, they, these leafy greens contain vitamin K. So they want you to monitor, they want to monitor that to make sure, if you're eating the same amount of if you've been eating the same amount of leafy greens, just keep it that way. Don't increase them if you're on a blood thinner, and check with your doctor on that one. Okay, so like we said, vitamins E, A, C, K, and other minerals like potassium and magnesium, which are found in plant-rich foods, a plant-rich diet, right? That's such a popular term now. Plant-rich, plant-forward, plant-based. You guys hearing about eating a plant-rich way now? And that's actually the Mediterranean diet, or peasant food, like the way our great-great-grandparents or our grandparents ate all the time, right? They had their own gardens. They ate whatever they could grow, whatever they could forage, whatever they can get off of the trees, right? And like these countries that surround the Mediterranean Sea, there were fruit trees and date trees and olive trees and pomegranate trees and citrus and all those things. And they would grow beans, and they would grow all the rainbow of vegetables and fruits. And they weren't rich people, and they lived, it was hilly pretty much, so they didn't have cattle, right? There were no grasslands for the cattle to graze, so they weren't eating red meat hardly ever. whatever seafood they could get from the seas, but they were really eating a plant-rich diet. And what did the doctors find out about 60 years ago about eating that way? They're healthier.
Longevity.
Longevity. They have the blue zones, but there's all kinds of studies that show that these people are healthier and they have longevity. And it's because they were eating those foods, whole foods, right? Whole foods, less processed foods, hardly, sugar was natural, right? Like in the fruits, maybe a little honey. The dairy, whatever, again, it was mountainous, so, they had goats, they had sheep, so whatever yogurt or cheese they made, but they weren't eating a lot of animal foods. They were eating some. But, that plate, the My Plate, that plate was filled with mostly plant foods, the fruits, the vegetables, the seeds, the nuts, the beans, the legumes. And then, like, the smallest part were the animal foods. And these people were healthier. And they were active, too, because, they didn't have cars to drive everywhere like we do. They had to walk up and down the mountain with the mule or the donkey and work in the fields and the crops and their gardens. Do any of you garden or have a garden? That's like, it's a lot of work, right? A lot of physical work, which is good. It's healthy. It's good exercise. Okay. So all of these foods we're talking about that are loaded with these vitamins, E, A, C, K, potassium, from a plant-rich diet, actually decrease the risk of high blood pressure. So, as we age, most of us get high blood pressure, but eating this way will really manage it and regulate it and prevent it from getting worse. And eating this way also manages and prevents cancer, stroke, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. So pretty powerful stuff, right? We are what we eat. So it's important that seniors eat at least 3 servings of deeply colored vegetables. So like, I was telling you guys, we work with kids too in the schools, and what do we tell the kids to remind them to eat that way? Eat the rainbow. Eat the rainbow every day, and they love that. We all love it. It's a fun way to remember it. And there's all kinds of fruits. Anybody want to name some of the colors of the fruits and vegetables?
Beets, carrots.
Beets, right? That beautiful red, carrots, orange. Tomatoes, corn, peppers. That's the rainbow, right? There's red, green, yellow, white, purple, blue, and they each represent a different vitamin, antioxidant, phytochemical. Phytochemical is a plant chemical, antioxidant too. So nature puts these chemicals into the plants because what happens when the plant gets attacked by a virus or too much radiation from the sun or some disease, these antioxidants and phytochemicals destroy it. It keeps the plant healthy. So when we eat these plant foods, guess what? We're ingesting these phytochemicals and these antioxidants, and then they help to destroy viruses, bad bacteria and things too. They also break down fruits, vegetables, and even whole grains. They all have what in common? It's good for our gut, fiber. They all have fiber. And guess what? We actually are the cousin to primates, right? Gorillas, apes, they're powerful animals, and that's all they eat are plant foods. So we're supposed to be eating lots of plants too. But when we eat these plant foods that have fiber, fiber breaks down in our gut to what is called a prebiotic. Prebiotic. So now the bacteria in our guts are eating healthy food, just like we need to eat healthy food to be healthy. These prebiotics, this broken down fiber in our gut is healthy food for the flora and bacteria in our gut. So the flora in our gut is eating these prebiotics and they're becoming very healthy. And why is that a good thing? Does anybody want to guess why it's good that we have a healthy flora in our gut? Like probiotics, you've heard that word before, good bacteria. Because our gut is our first line of defense, right? If we're ingesting, a virus or a bacteria or something that's not good for us, this healthy bacteria, this flora, is going to attack it and kill it. So it also helps eating this way is also going to keep your immunity stronger too, and your gut healthier. And fiber is also good for what? Heart. Yeah. So we need to eat more of it. And I know it's a challenge, especially, as we get older. We're not cooking for our families anymore. I have some recipe books for you guys that I like to read. Maybe you'll get inspired. But, just find ways.
Evelyn, what's the number that we should look at for grams per day for fiber? Isn't it like a 25 to 30?
Yes.
Like that, right?
Yeah, 25 to 30, very good. Yeah, 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day.
And we could look at that on the labels. It's
Yeah.
actually on there.
It is.
It tells us the amount
Fiber.
of grams per serving, right?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, sure. So we talked a lot about the rainbow of vegetables. And now how about try to get 2 servings of fruit in a day? Anybody here like fruits? Fruits are, everybody loves fruit, right? And it's with each season. So now we're entering the warmer season. So we're getting all the wonderful melons and stone fruits, plums, cherries, all the melons. But each season is special, right? Fall you get the apples and the winter squashes. And it's good to eat with the seasons, whatever is local and in season. Even like this time of the year, dandelion tea is supposed to be good for us. Local honey is supposed to be good for us. Eating the seasons, there's benefits to that as well. And there's nothing wrong with, again, you're not cooking a lot for your families anymore. You want to keep it easy. There's nothing wrong with frozen vegetables, right? Pop those in your microwave, keep it easy, canned, however fresh, however you can do it. They're all good for you. All right, let's talk about fats. We had said that before. So healthy fat, anybody want to tell me what they think a healthy fat is? Good. Excellent. Olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, very good. Yeah. Those are the an avocado and olives. An olive oil are a monounsaturated fat. And then the vegetable oils, those are polyunsaturated fat. Now, the thing I want to say about oils is, we hear about Mediterranean and olive oil, and people are eating gobs of olive oil, but they want to lose weight. And I just have to say, yes, some of you know. Now, the healthy oils are good. They're heart healthy and all that, but they're very high in what? Calories. Right. So if we want to get to a healthier weight, we have to watch the portions. I say measure it. Measure the portions.
The nuts.
And nuts too. Now nuts are super good for us because it's healthy fat. There's plant protein, there's fiber, there's vitamins, there's minerals. Very high in fat as well. So I say 1 or 2 handfuls of nuts a day. Don't eat the whole jar. It's easy to do, right? So easy to do. And then avocados too. They're so good for you. Healthy fats, vitamin E, makes your skin beautiful. But now I'm so excited about avocados. Did you guys see the mini ones? Small.
Yeah, but they don't taste as good.
They don't taste as good? Yeah, I like them. I eat a mini avocado almost every day. But I guess it's personal preference, And I put it on my toast or whatever. So people would complain, well, if I would get a normal size avocado, I'd eat half and then the other half would go bad in a few days. So there are mini avocados, but they're good for you too, but they are higher in calories. So, that's why, it might be, if you're trying to get to a healthier weight, 1 whole big avocado may be too much, So you want to watch that. Pie is wonderful. Yeah, loaded with antioxidants and vitamins. Excellent. That's part of the rainbow, that orange color. All right. So healthy fats. So we talked about healthy fats. What do you think an unhealthy fat would be? Yeah, right. Exactly like so if you get a big piece of steak and all that white fat on there, that's what saturated fat is. So you want to trim that. Bacon. So you want to render the fat off of that. Get rid of that fat, because that is the fat that clogs our arteries. Processed foods, fried foods, those fast foods. Like we tell the kids, those are the sometimes foods. the My Plate, where you have half fruits and vegetables, quarter protein food, quarter whole grain, and some dairy, and dairy, those are the always foods. But, you know, the cookies, the cakes, the treats, the sweets, the candies. You know, we have to live our life. Birthdays come up, holidays come up, parties come up, we go on vacation. But remember, those are the sometimes foods. Some people make those the always foods. That's not great. That's what we call pro-inflammatory eating. You know, when you're eating a lot of junk food and sugar and cookies and cakes all the time and not the good stuff, that increases the inflammation in the body. And what is inflammation? It's pain, it's arthritis, it's chronic disease, and then when you're eating the way we were talking about, you know, with lots of plant foods, I mean, you need your protein. There's nothing wrong with protein. Eat your protein because you need that. You need your protein foods. Protein foods are what? Anybody want to tell me what they think protein foods are? Meats, seafood, yeah. And there's even plant proteins. Anybody want to tell me what they think a plant protein is? Beans, good. Nuts, soy, seeds. So you want to have a protein food of some type at each meal, because we need to. So not only do we need to maintain healthy bones, we need to maintain our lean muscle mass. So by making sure you're having, you know, your balanced plate with your protein and your plant foods and your calcium-rich foods, and you're moving, you're going to keep your bones and your muscles strong, and they're both very equally important for your balance and for your quality of life. Okay, so we talked about fiber, to your point, Christine. Here they say from 20 to 35 grams of fiber a day. It's, you know, important. Iron-rich foods, iron. What is iron good for?
Spinach.
Spinach is an excellent source of iron. Does anybody know why we need to eat good sources of iron?
Energy.
What's that?
Energy.
Energy, yes. Also for healthy red blood cells too, right? To prevent anemia, which can happen as we age. We can get anemia. So iron-rich foods, like you were saying, include the leafy greens like spinach, meat, poultry, fish, beans, cereals, whole grains, dried fruit, and nuts. There are those foods again. Did you know that, and I didn't know this, vitamin C foods, so what's vitamin C foods? Citrus, orange juice, like red bell peppers. Vitamins, what's that?
Lemon.
Lemon, yeah. Vitamin C foods, try to have citrus fruit every day, or vitamin C food, because that will also increase your iron absorption. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Also, green vegetables are a good source of folate to form healthy cells as well. So you got to get those green vegetables in too. So we talked about healthy blood cells. We need iron, we need folate. Vitamin B12 is also required for healthy blood cells and our nervous system function. Yes, cognitive, brain, nervous system function, balance. As we get older, become seniors, we don't have as much stomach acid. You know, it's not working as efficiently, the acid in our stomach, to break down foods. And what can happen is we are not breaking down foods efficiently, and we can become vitamin B12 deficient. So that's not uncommon. So if you're off balance and you don't feel right in your mind or cloudy, have your doctor check your vitamin B12. It can be that. And that's an easy thing to fix. He can give you supplementation or give you vitamin B12 shots. Also, good food sources of vitamin B12 are fish, shellfish, meat, and dairy products. So here's an example. To get enough food sources of vitamin B12 each day would be like to have a chicken breast, an egg, a cup of yogurt, or a cup of milk. So like those 3 servings a day, roughly, will give you enough vitamin B12. And sometimes you don't feel like eating. I know when you become, you know, more elderly, sometimes you don't have an appetite, right? But you do have to be mindful and make sure that you're getting these servings of food in. All right. So last but not least, fluids, being hydrated. That's another common issue with seniors. You know, I have seniors coming in saying, "Doc, I know I don't feel right. I feel dizzy." And when they check with their doctor, they're dehydrated. They're forgetting to drink enough fluid. So be mindful of that. You know, keep your water pitcher out there on your counter, or your iced tea, or whatever, your Crystal Light, whatever it is you like to drink. Keep it out there to remind you. You know, bring your water bottle. Some of you I see have it with you. That's great. Just remember to stay hydrated. That's very important.
Excuse me, cucumbers, what do they?
Oh, that's great. Cucumbers I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's a great way. They're healthy, right? They're good for you. They have fiber, they have vitamins, they have minerals. They're also really juicy and full of water. So that's a great way to help stay hydrated. So fruits and vegetables are also loaded with water.
Celery too.
Celery too?
High water content.
Yeah, high water contact. So those are great ways.
How about the seeds on the cucumber? They said that's not good. That's it.
Yeah, so they have different kinds. I mean, you could, you know, cut your cucumber
And
and
then I took it, yeah.
take the spoon and get rid of the seeds. Maybe like if you have diverticulitis or losis and you don't want the seeds to get caught in the pocket. Some people have to watch out for that. So you just, you know, get the spoon and remove them. Some people have to do that with tomatoes. Watch the seeds. Tomato seeds. Some people have to watch it with the corn. Like, we all got things we got to watch. So be mindful of that. Know your body. You guys are an expert in yourself. So you know what's going to trigger something that's not good. So if you got to watch the seeds because of, you know, your stomach, your diverticulitis, or whatever you have, just remove the seeds. Yeah, absolutely. Good point. All right. Try to have at least 6 glasses of you know, a beverage a day, you know, whether it's water or your iced tea, your favorite drink, seltzer, whatever it is you like. You can get it in soup too, right? So fruits, juicy vegetables, celery, cucumbers, soup. Soup is the best, isn't it?
You can add water in your smoothie,
Yeah,
so that's extra water, right?
yeah, sure. You know, like some of you like your smoothies, you can add extra liquid water to it.
Is coffee and decaf in the liquid?
Good question. We say the decaffeinated does. Because oh yeah, you had mentioned coffee before, Christina, when you had emailed me.
Well, I know that we like coffee or tea. We like our, you know, those
We love
beverages.
it. Yeah.
And is it true that it kind of steals? Thank you for bringing
Yeah.
that up, though, right? It's
Diuretic.
Right.
Yeah, caffeine is a
Yeah.
diuretic. It'll make us, you know, basically pee out our fluids. And, you know, so if you're having 1 cup a day of coffee, or some tea, tea, caffeinated tea. You know, my favorite saying is, there's no bad foods, there's bad portions, right? Have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea a day. Enjoy. It's not a bad portion, but we know people, maybe, we know ourselves, who really drink a lot of coffee. So I was a big coffee drinker, I was. So now I limit it, because I didn't like what I was seeing with my blood pressure. So now I only have 1 cup of caffeinated coffee a day, and the rest is decaf. And it made a big difference in my blood pressure, actually. Yeah. So mindfulness, yeah. Mindfulness, that's the key. Being mindful. We know diets don't work, but being mindful works. Yeah.
Right.
Excellent questions.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. Does anybody have any questions for Evelyn? I know we've been kind of asking along the way.
No, that's great. I don't even know where we are with time. Are we about?
We're actually, yeah, we're right at time, but if anybody has questions, and you know what, Evelyn, you're available. I love that. And your information is
Yeah,
all
I'm
over
going
the
to get
board.
the
Yeah.
cards and bring them out
Yeah,
here. So
thank you.
you're getting the handout, which we just did the presentation about. Yeah.
Food portions.
Oh, food portions. That's just as important as mindfulness. That's a great question.
Well, it's the plate that
Yeah.
you still go to, right?
It's the My Plate, and you guys all have smartphones. You can Google My Plate, and it's My Plate. It'll come up .gov, and it's the government's website on portions, how you should guidelines on eating healthy. And it's the plate. You'll see the plate. Half will be vegetables, like 2/3 of that half are vegetables. The other third is fruit. And then the other quarter is protein, lean protein, and the other quarter is your starch. foods or your carbohydrate foods. And like, so and most of us are concerned about the starch foods, right? The breads and all that, the pastas and the carbs, because
Good stuff.
the good stuff, good stuff. Because we all want to be heart healthy. We want to, control our blood sugar. It's not uncommon pre-diabetes, diabetes. As we get older, we have to control our blood sugar. So it's portion control. So it's about you make a fist. That's about a cup of cooked rice, potatoes, pasta. About a cup for your portion. Yeah. Of cereal, oatmeal, whatever that carb is. Potato. Yeah. Good question.
Good is bad.
Well, again, no bad food's bad food. No bad food. I don't like to
But
demonize
it
any
makes you
food.
happy, and happy is important.
Well, happy is important. When I work with seniors, I say quality of life is important, right? You want to be happy. That's why I never tell somebody, don't have, you're at a birthday party. You don't have to deprive yourself, but the sometimes foods and the always foods, right? Just make sure you're getting those always foods in, and then the other stuff is the sometimes foods.
I know somebody who's lost a lot of weight, and I love going to dinner with them. I learned a lot from them. And what they do, like, you know what, we want to still go out to eat. We still want to enjoy our meal. So she immediately asks for, the take-home container. She takes half and puts it right in the container, and she eats her meal. And she is really happy and doing it really well. Because as we know, when we go to the restaurants, look at the portions. They're incredible. It's too much. You can have 3 meals in that one plate. So I learned that.
Automatic portion control right there.
Yeah, I've been doing it, and you totally notice. And you're like, wow, I have a meal tomorrow. I'm so excited. Because it's so big portions. Does anybody have any other questions?
I was just going to make a statement about as we get older, it is not a good idea to be too thin, because as we get older, we have more of a potential to get sick, and you need a little extra fat to
Absolutely. Well, that's why you want to eat the balanced plate, right?
That's why God made it.
Yeah, right? You need strong bones, strong muscles, you need to be strong. Yeah, you don't want to be frail. You don't want to be frail. That's why you're here. Not because you're frail, you're here.
Thank you for that.